Joining us now is Senator Richard Shelby of Alabama. Thank you very much for joining us, Senator.
Thank
you, Doug. You with Chuck Hagel. What are your thoughts about him as a potential Secretary of Defense?
Well, I've known him a long time, and he's had a great experience, but the system will have to play out. If he's nominated, as a lot of people believe he will soon, he goes before the Armed Services Committee, and let's see what happens. But he's experienced. He's a combat veteran. He's been around. He does bring more than a little dust up with him, but let's let it play out. Let's see what happens.
The dust up that you refer to, does that concern you in any way? He's made what some have interpreted to be anti-Semitic comments, or at least anti-Israeli comments.
I think it concerns not just me, but a lot of people. He would be Secretary of Defense if he were nominated and if he were confirmed. That's a very, very important job, a very sensitive job, a very powerful job. And all of this, if he's nominated, will have to play out in his confirmation hearings and perhaps later on the floor of the Senate in a debate. I can't predict today, one, is he going to be nominated? Two, is he going to be confirmed? But give him every consideration, but keep your powder dry.
Not only has he come under consternation because of these remarks referring to the Israel lobby, he's also come under fire from the left for some anti-gay comments, at least perceived that way by a lot of people. Does that make a potential confirmation battle even more difficult for him?
Well, you're generally killed by 1,000 cuts politically or business-wise, and obviously, you've pointed out 2 or 3 cuts. If there will be more, it will be difficult. It will be a difficult nomination to be confirmed. But we'll have to wait and see. I can't predict, as I said, but obviously it will be probably, as some people say, tough going.
He's got a reputation, correct me if I'm wrong, as sort of an iconoclast and outside-the-box thinker, and some have said that these controversial comments be in part to him always sort of pushing the envelope of outside-the-box thinking, of outside-the-box thought. Is that a rationalization for some of the comments he's made?
Probably so, but you got to remember Chuck Hagel. He's a combat veteran. He was in the Reagan cabinet as a Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs, I believe. He's been a 2-term U.S. Senator. He served on the Intelligence Committee with me when I was chairman. He served on the Banking Committee. He's been around. He understands the system. The question, will his nomination play? And we don't know that till it's, one, sent up, and secondly, vetted and debated.
Okay. Am I hearing a yes vote for Chuck Hagel?
I'm saying let's wait and see. No yes, no no's yet.
Okay, Senator. Let's shift gears a little bit here. You are one of 8 senators to vote against the fiscal cliff deal, and now we're preparing for the debt ceiling debate. Do you expect to see the same contentiousness, the same loggerheads on Capitol Hill?
I think it will be contentious. It should be. We continue to borrow and spend. We don't cut. We're headed down the road of financial destruction, as everybody knows. We do need to pay our debts, but we don't need to keep incurring that debt. That's, I think, the argument we should make. We've got to come to financial sanity, and we're not there yet. I believe at the end of the day, the president, if he will get involved, we could do some good things, but we've got to cut spending. Will we have some type of a grand bargain? I don't know, but I believe we're in better shape on this than we were on the tax stuff.
Well, you said you'd like to see the president get involved. Let's listen to your boss, Mitch McConnell, talk about that.
The single biggest threat to America's future, and that's our excessive spending. I would like for the president to lead. It is a shame that we have to kind of drag him to the table.
And then also, the president recently remarked that he does not want to get into a fight over the debt ceiling. Let's listen up to that.
I will negotiate over many things. I will not have another debate with this Congress over whether or not they should pay the bills that they have already racked up through the laws that they passed.
As much as people have expressed a desire to work together, I don't see it from the polar opposite statements we're seeing coming from the Hill and from the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue.
I think you're going to have a healthy debate, and I think the president, whether he wants to be involved, he should be involved, and I think for the administration's sake, he should be involved and will be involved. But this is debatable. This is a big thing. Are we going to continue to spend and borrow. That's what the debate's going to be about.
What leverage does the Republican Party have in this debate? You control one house of one branch of government. There's only a limited number of things you can do.
Well, there are a lot of things we can do in the Senate. We can debate. We do have 45 senators if we stay together for the right reason, and that is to say, look, this is the time we've got to say no unless we can get some cuts. The president could have come to the table before. He didn't. The question is, will he now? I believe he's going to have to.
That raises the question of the so-called nuclear option that some have suggested the majority leader might exercise this session. Are you fearful of that? That certainly would eliminate your ability to debate to a large degree.
Well, it would be a concern. It has been a concern. It would change Senate rules drastically. It would make the Senate more like the House. I hope that Harry Reid, the majority leader, will not push that. I know he's been in negotiations with Mitch McConnell and other leaders to try to thwart that, to try to come up to some kind of workable reform short of that. If he does that, you got to remember, you still have the House.
Senator Richard Shelby of Alabama, thank you very much for coming in. Good to see you, sir. Well, gun shows are coming.